Why would you play Dialga V-Star when you could play what I think is arguably the best metal Pokemon in the set? Bisharp is a fantastic single prize option if you're looking for a more casual deck to play from Astral Radiance. This thing can actually deal a ton of damage, let me tell you how. Its first attack is the one that we're going to be utilizing here. Vengeful Cut for a single metal energy deals 30 damage plus 30 more damage for every damage counter on each of your Pawniards on the bench. That means that you can theoretically, by using Zoroark and the new Gapejaw Bog Stadium, put up to 80 damage counters onto Pawniards on the bench. Someone that's good at maths will tell you that 8 times 3 is what, 240 or something like that? Plus then an extra 30 with Choice Belt, you'll be able to deal 270 damage quite comfortably, assuming that everything works out. Let's talk about each of those cards. Firstly, Gapejaw Bog is a great new stadium if you are looking to put that little bit of pressure on your opponent. Every time they play down a basic Pokemon onto their bench, they will deal 20 damage to that Pokemon. The downside is that it affects you as well, but in this deck we don't really mind. We want those damage counters on Pawniard if we can get them, and like I said, 4 Pawniards on the bench, that means we get 80 damage counters in play. But we would normally need to evolve our Bisharps from our Pawniards. Instead, we will use Zoroark to do that. We'll use the Phantom Transformation ability to get Pawniards into play and Bisharps as well. So here's how it works. Just trying to fumble through this description very quickly. Zoroark, when it's in play, can be discarded, and then you replace it with a Stage 1 Pokemon from your discard pile. We'll have Pawniards on the field and Bisharp in the discard pile. Zoroark turns into the Bisharp, attach an energy, attach the Choice Belt, do 270 damage. It's as simple as that, and plus, since we're playing Zoroark, we can also play the brand new Hustle Bark Mightyena. This is a fantastic card, specifically against Mew VMAX. Wild Tackle deals 160 damage for 3 colorless energy, but if your opponent's Pokemon is a VMAX, the Hustle Bark ability reduces that attack cost by 3 colorless energy. So essentially 160 damage for free. You deal 50 damage to yourself afterwards, but it doesn't matter, you were going to get knocked out anyway. The only other Pokemon that we have in the deck is a 1/1 line of Industrious Incisors Bibarel. I'm going to try and draw as many cards as we can. When this deck gets set up, it's usually fine, but in the early game it can be very awkward, so Bibarel is usually our go-to to try and help us in those awkward early turns. Some other good cards that we can talk about from this set. Trekking Shoes, a very nice item card. We look at the top card of our deck and either discard it or put it into our hand. If we discard the card, then we draw a card. So essentially, it's just a nice little cycling card which can put Pawniards into your hand in order to play them down onto the bench, or you can put Bisharps into the discard pile so that you can turn them into attackers from your Zoroark. Does that make sense? I assume that makes sense. The rest of the deck's pretty cool. This is pretty cool. This is a great looking art. I defy you to find a better Professor's Research art than this one. Maybe I'm biased because I played back when Juniper was around the first time, but this just looks incredible. Leave a like if you think that Professor's Research Juniper is the best research art. We got to 400 last time. If we can get to 500 likes in our next video, then I will continue to make these kind of casual budget decks, because I think they're a lot of fun, and everyone's making Palkia and Dialga videos anyway, so you don't need to see me make Darkrai, like, do you? You might actually want to see that, to be honest. Anyway, let's play some games with Bisharp and see if we can't get this thing and its Vengeful Cut to work. Time to go. Let's see if we can get this Pawniard to work. We've got Level Ball in hand. Zorua is a pretty good Pokemon to grab. I'm thinking Quick Ball is also pretty solid here. We can discard, I think, Klara. That doesn't seem very useful for us right now. 4 Bidoof Barrels in the deck. We've got everything that we need, and a Research in our hand. We'll attach the Pawniard, and we'll leave it at that. Hopefully, our opponent is playing something interesting. A Diancie in the active, and a Bronzong. I think this might actually be the other metal deck that's in format, to be honest. This could very easily be the Dialga deck that has been floating around. Just discarded all of their Professor's Researches, so hopefully we get a chance. There is Dialga, so they will be trying to deal a whole bunch of damage with their V-Star attack that not only will take a knockout on our Bisharps, but will also get themselves an extra turn. We've got a Evo Incense here. Let's grab ourselves Bibarel. I like that. We can use Bibarel to draw extra cards, as I mentioned in the early game. Very useful. We will Industrious Incisors. And that is a real kind of awkward hand to have. I'm not a fan of that, but that's alright. We'll discard a couple of cards with Ultra Ball here. We definitely want to get ourselves Bisharp, because that way we can at least attack this turn. And we just need to research into, ultimately, a Stadium and one Pawniard. Now, I've got 2 Pawniards, but no Stadium. And that means that, unfortunately, we will not be able to get the knockout here. We'll grab an energy back with Training Court, and then we'll just Vengeful Cut. That'll do 30 damage. We won't deal extra. Oh, we've got 60 because of weakness, so that's fine. But yeah, we just needed to have 1 Pawniard in play with 2 damage counters on it, and we would have been able to take the knockout there. Alas, it was not to be. This hand is actually kind of a little bit awkward. You can't quite see it behind my body there. We've got 3 pair. 2 Pawniard, 2 Bisharps, and 2 Choice Belts. Luckily, the Dialga deck not having a great turn either, going in for their Zacian here. Let's see what we can do. We can Zoroark. I mean, I guess we're just using Vengeful Cut, right? Maybe we'll just play down a Pawniard and attach an energy. We can actually draw some cards here. Let's, oh, I guess this is fine. I mean, we're going to get a knockout. Just a very, very slow start for us here. We're lucky that our opponent's having a similar situation. We'll just Vengeful Cut, take a knockout on the Diancie. We've got a Pawniard with an energy and a Choice Belt on it, which is good. We can evolve into Bisharp. Trekking Shoes might be able to get us out of this awkward position. We'll be able to look at least 2 more cards, so that will give us access to something, you would hope. Our opponent, unlikely to attack this turn, although there is every chance that they could go for a big play here. Obviously, Metal decks using Metal Saucer to accelerate energy. We haven't seen that for a very long time, not since, like, Arceus, Dialga, and Palkia were in the format the last time with ADP Tag Team GX. There's an attachment and a Metal Saucer, so they definitely can attack now. Use that first attack from Dialga, Metal Blast, and that's going to deal 40... 40 plus 40 for every energy attached, so 160. Very comfortable attack there for them. And we've got Pawniard, and we've managed to find the Bog. Okay, so now this is all good. We've got Bisharp here. We can use Trekking Shoes to take a look. Zorua is a pretty good card. I'm going to put that in my hand. We'll play that down, then we'll put down the Bog. We can also throw down the Pawniard now, get some extra damage counters. We can Phantom Transformation into Bisharp and get that extra attacker, which is really, really good. We can attach the Choice Belt to it as well. We can even then Industrious Incisors and draw a few more cards and hopefully find a supporter. No supporter, but we do have a Level Ball, so we can grab the next Pawniard, and that will mean now that we're at least half hitting. If you have 2 Pawniard in play and a Choice Belt, you're normally dealing about 160 damage because you've got the 30 base plus the extra. Turns out it's actually 180. It's a good thing that I'm not doing a maths test, because I'm not particularly good at it. That's okay. 180 is a half hit regardless, so we're very happy with that. And that means that next turn we will be able to knock out this Dialga. They may be able to use their GX attack to get another turn here. If they do, that's okay. We can live with it. We'll be able to attack next turn regardless. The question becomes, what do we put into the active, either the Bisharp or the Zoroark? Zoroark provides us with a little bit more flexibility, but Bisharp has the Choice Belt on it, so there's probably oh, I don't think there's a right decision here. I mean, I'm sure there is. I'm more than happy for you to give me the objectively correct decision, but we'll wait and see. They still haven't got the energy in play, so they might just be attacking into the Bisharp in the active, and I would be more than happy with that. That's not a problem for me. Ultra Ball coming down, grabbing another Dialga. That's coming onto the bench. I'll be able to attack again. Now we need to take 3 more knockouts here, because we did have to knock out that Diancie. We had that very slow start. And now we're getting Marnied. Okay, so this hand wasn't amazing, but it wasn't good, so I'm not too worried about losing that hand to Marnie. Klara and Boss. That makes our life a little bit more difficult. Okay, well I guess now we have to promote Oh, I don't know. Star Chronos. Okay, so they're going to deal that too. There's 200 damage, 220 damage there. They're going to take an extra turn. So I am just going to promote. I think we just promote, I don't know, whatever. We'll just promote the Bisharp. Doesn't matter. You know, take knockouts on everything from here on out anyway, I think. So I don't think it really matters. We'll just get rid of that one. To be honest now, I'm thinking about it. Maybe the Zorua was better. I think I've like double thought everything through so much that I'm kind of like now upset with myself. I probably should have just promoted the Zorua. It's okay, doesn't matter. We're gonna get knocked out. They're gonna move some of their energy back, which I don't mind. That's a very smart play, removing their Crobat from the field. We've got a knockout next turn with Klara. That's guaranteed. And we have Boss's Orders as well. The question is, can we get 5 prizes? That's going to be the real tough part. 5 prizes is asking for a lot. Our opponent, though, is down to very few cards left in their deck at all. They've only got 9 cards left at all. So we are actually... our opponent's going to find that they don't have many more resources left over here, so we might have a chance to come back at this. And we still, obviously, since we're a single prize deck, they need to attack 4 times in order to win this game. This one here will take a knockout, but they still need to take another 3 after this. So we are still in the box seat. 3 knockouts for us will win the game. So we'll just chuck that Zoroark in the active, and we will hope for the best. Gapejaw Bog, really, really good to get there. I'm a big fan of that. We'll do both with Klara. We'll grab a Zoroark and a Pawniard. That seems fine by me. We can grab the energy as well. This means that Zoroark can turn into Bisharp. We'll throw down... we should probably do the checking shoes. Oh, we'll do the Level Ball first, because we can grab out the Zorua that's in the deck. Okay. And we can throw that onto the bench. Then we can replace the stadium with the Bog. We can play down Pawniard here. That's good. We can play down the Zoroark. And then we can trekking shoes, and we'll see what we grab. Oh, trekking shoes. That seems to happen quite a lot. You're just trekking shoes into trekking shoes. There's a Bog. We'll put that in our hand. I think we do need that. And then we'll Phantom Transformation into Bisharp. We'll attach then Bibarel, and we'll have our knockout on Dialga. And the question becomes, can we maintain the pressure? We've got a lot of cards to work through here, so we'll have to wait and see. Here's the Vengeful Cut. We'll take the knockout. We need to take a knockout on something next turn, and it's going to be a lot of work to get there. Evil Incense is good. Energy is fine. Evil Incense means that we can get ourselves into a Zoroark from the deck and then attack with a Bisharp. Unfortunately, we need to use Boss's Orders twice here to win this game. So our opponent just going for a Metal Blast. Nothing more for them to do. They are just attacking from here on out. So I guess the game, it comes down to us. Are we good enough? Rescue Carrier gives us the Pawniard and the Zorua. Let's go for the Zoroark first. If we have all of the stuff on the bench, if we have Pawniards out the wazoo, can we ever get a knockout here? I don't know that we can. I do not know that we can. I do know that it is obviously going to be better to put the Pawniard in play in the first place. We do have 2 choice belts left. Can we get to 280? 36, 912, 240, 270, 300 actually. I've done very bad maths. It's like a lot. Is that 300? Am I right? I think I'm right. If I get the choice belt, let's attach. Should I just go for it? I should probably just boss and be safe, right? We'll just boss and be safe. We'll take the knockout. Vengeful Cut here. Hopefully, we get some good prizes. And if we draw into a boss, then we'll win the game. Is it 300? I need to do the maths now. 3, 6, 9, 12. There's 40. Okay, 3, 6, 9, 12. 240. Plus 30 from the cut. 270. 300. I could have just gone for it. I think was that Big Charm there for the whole time? Am I going to be destroyed because of that? That's okay. We're going to be fine. It's going to be fine. Top deck the boss. Oh, top deck the choice belt. The choice belt. Oh, okay. Let's think about how we do this, because we need to minimize the amount of cards that we have in our hand. so that we can draw with Bibarel. I think we might be down to our last card here. We can play 4. We need to just Bibarel into boss. I think that's the way that we win. Bibarel into boss. Was there a boss in the deck? There was one boss in the deck. I feel like I've played this really poorly. Let's just draw some cards and we'll see how we go. Could I have taken a knockout there? I mean, I'm sure that I could have. Would we have ever drawn into this boss? Trekking shoes? There it was. There's the boss. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Hey, listen. Vengeful Cut. It's going to deal a solid amount of damage. 240? It would have done it. It would have done enough. Unless there was a big charm on it before, which I can't remember. There may have been. I think we need to play this deck again. I think we need to go through it again. But you can see how powerful this thing is. It is capable of dealing some pretty significant numbers. It can do it. It can do it. We could have won that game. Let's play again. A little bit of an awkward start for us, but at least we've got level balls. We have a lot of level balls here. It's not an excellent beginning hand, but it is definitely something. We'll grab the Zorua, we'll grab the Bidoof, we will play them both down. We can level ball again, grab a Pawniard out of our... Actually, let's go for the Zoroark, right? We know we're playing against Mew. We need to get the dogs. We'll get the dogs out here. Let's Trekking Shoes. Bisharp, chuck that straight in the discard pile. I don't want to see that. And a Pawniard. Good grief. It's all coming up trumps here. Let's attach to the active, because then we can at least retreat. We'll pass the turn there. Next turn we've got Bibarel and Pawniard, plus worst case scenario we can use the Klara to pick those up. Obviously playing against Mew here means that our opponent is not going to like the fact that they have to take knockouts on basic Pokemon. I mean, they are obviously setting up quite nicely. Mew capable of doing that with VIP Battle Pass. They're actually playing all 3 of their... Well, not all 3. 3 of their 4 VIP Battle Pass on their first turn. Electing to get 1 Pokemon instead of 2 because they have 3 of them. And Cramomatic, perfectly fine. The only way that could have gotten worse was if they flipped heads. So they've had a perfect start here. I don't think that Mew can really ask for any more than that. They have Genesect locked in the active though, so maybe, just maybe we might be able to get a little bit of time on our side here. Old Cemetery, actually kind of handy. Could potentially become a way for us to damage our Pawniards if we can't find the stadium. So I'm happy with that, and it's our turn. And we've got Gapejaw Bog, so it's fine. We'll just put that down instead. Let's play down the Pawniard. 20 damage there. Bibarel as well. We won't play the Klara. Instead, we will Industrious Incisors and draw as many cards as we can. And that's pretty cool. We probably have to play the Klara now, right? I think this is just gonna have to be it. Like, this is such a... It feels like such a bad thing to do, but I guess we're playing Klara to get a Bisharp back. We'll put that into the field of play and I guess just hope that that's enough. Choice Belt we don't need. 3, 6, 9, 12, 150. 180 is a knockout, so we may as well just attack with Vengeful Cut here. I mean, the Choice Belt would be good to just get rid of. The energy we can attach next turn. This is fine. We'll just attack. 150 damage. If we had an extra Pawniard, we would have taken a knockout on Genesect on turn 2. If. Also, wearing my Star Wars jumper. Just finished watching Kenobi. The first 2 episodes are very interesting. Very interesting televisual program. Feel free to discuss it in a spoiler-free manner in the comments. I enjoyed it, but I like Ewan McGregor. Spoiler alert: Ewan McGregor is Obi-Wan Kenobi. In this televisual program. Anyway, that's enough about my personal life. You don't really want to hear about that. They're gonna switch into Meloetta and attack, I am sure. If they don't have access to that, then that's fine by us. We're happy to just let them leave this Genesect in the active. They're drawing 2 more cards, flipping tails again on Cramomatic. And another pass! Okay, well, I mean, if we can't win this one, then we're not going to win at all, are we? If we cannot win this one, we are not going to win ever again. Let's Industrious Incisors... actually, we'll attach some stuff. And then we'll go here. This is fine. Draw 2 cards, who cares? Oh, Zoroark, I like that. I like a bit of Zoroark in my life. I like a little bit of Evo Incense into another Zoroark. I can definitely get behind that. Actually, should I get another Bisharp? No, we should get the Mightyena. We can get the Mightyena and discard that at some point. I don't mind that. We lose the Bisharp, it's not a problem. Because we've got the Zoroark, we can turn it into a Mightyena if this VMAX comes into the active. 2 prizes for us. And from here, I'd be disappointed if we lose. I wouldn't be surprised, but I'd be disappointed. That is a good prize card to get. Professor's Research is definitely a good prize card for us to get here. It pretty much guarantees us at some point that we will be able to use Mightyena. We've got double Zoroark in play. They can boss and knock them out, but that just provides us more room to use Pawniard and increase the damage that we are dealing. Unfortunately, we won't be able to deal a knockout on a Mew VMAX unless we have the Mightyena to attack with, but it's not going to be too difficult for us to do that, so I'm more than happy to give that a crack. They get a Melodious Echo here, take a knockout, and we are going to continue about our business. We'll probably promote the Zoroark here, and then it's time to get cracking. I like this a lot. We've got an Evo Incense as well. We can use that in a second. Let's get our Bisharp out first, because that's going to be our main attacker this turn. We'll attach to the active. We'll use Rescue Carrier. We've got Zorua and also Pawniard here. I like the idea of another Zorua, but we'll wait until I've got the Zoroark here, because we could potentially get the Mightyena with a Zorua. But I do like extra damage on Pawniards, though. We'll play the Zorua down. We know that if the Mew VMAX comes into the active, we can win the game. We'll take the knockout on this Meloetta, and then we will leave it at that. Hopefully, we have ourselves an opportunity here to get into Zoroark. Our opponent's best play is going to be to boss the Zoroark out and knock it out. If they don't do that, I think we guaranteed win. There's the boss. Okay, so they're going to boss the Zoroark. That means that we have a couple of things that we need to do next turn if we want to win the game. Firstly, we can simply attach the Choice Belt to Bisharp and attack. That's fine, we can do that. Or, we have to hope that we find a Zoroark in play. And so, because we have the option of winning, I'm going to promote the Pawniard here. That has an energy attached to it. I like that a lot. We'll go for the trekking shoes first, to see what we can find. Cynthia's Ambition, I don't really care about. Research is probably better, so we'll just discard that. Boss's Orders, not necessarily super helpful for us. So I think all we need to do from here, just having a quick check, there's only one Zoroark left in the deck. That's a little awkward. We'll attach the Choice Belt, and then we'll just research. If we find the Zoroark, then we win the game. We have not found the Zoroark yet. Does not mean that we won't. Let's quick ball. This is good practice here, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. Good practice. Thin your deck. Thin out your deck. I think I'm going to grab Pawniard. Our opponent will want to target the Zorua. Then we can use Trekking Shoes. I like the Professor's Research, but it's not a Zoroark. It's a single one. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Phantom Transformation. Mightyena. Retreat into the Mightyena. Knock out the Mew. Single prize decks are back. They are back in this set. We are capable of taking one-shots on Mew VMAX. There is nothing that can stop us except our own inconsistencies. Oh my god, we had double bog prized. Well, it's lucky we won that. So a big thank you for watching, and thanks to these people over here for being channel members. If you want to support the channel with a couple of bucks every month, then there's a link down below. You can click on that. I'd really appreciate it if you could click that like button as well, so that we can try and get some more of these kind of memey single prize decks out there and kind of fight off all of those big V-Star decks that are going around. Thank you very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this, then go and watch this video on Regigigas, one of the other incredibly strong single prize decks that have come out of Astral Radiance. If you've enjoyed yourself, subscribe, do all that good stuff. I will catch you next time for more from the Sableyes. I haven't said that in a long time.